Okay, so I'm heading out of here in just about 20 minutes, getting picked up, and sitting here for the very last time and feeling very, very confused about how I feel. I can't put it together and I can't articulate it. I'm sad, I'm confused, I'm relieved. It's really odd, like in this place and in these walls, there's been, especially just these walls, a lot of emotion, a lot of energy bouncing around off them. This whole journey has been transformative and confronting and everything you can think of to the extreme. Really, really testing. And, the schedules were demanding. The environment has been challenging, and I still have been traumatized by this room itself. Aside from all of that stuff, I got electrocuted by a wall socket over there. The wall socket over there smoked, banged, and hissed and fried my phone and my phone charger. And I've had physiotherapy on this bed. I have seen right above that curtain there at 1 o'clock one morning the biggest spider I have ever seen in my life, and I'm by myself in here. It was so big that when I took a photo of it from the bed, which was terrifying enough I couldn't zoom in, the flashlight actually reflected in one of its eyes. And that's a phobia that I'm certainly working on, because it's just nature. It wasn't a harmful spider allegedly, but also get out of my room. But I can't switch that stuff off overnight, right? I've had various illnesses, various pain. These are physical things. I've had up and down emotions, like every single one that you can think of I have dealt with by myself in this room. And then, of course, all of the learnings. So getting up at 4:30 a.m. religiously every single day, going to pranayama class, going to hatha yoga class, going to posture and alignment class, going to anatomy class, going to philosophy class, going to ashtanga class, and then going to bhakti yoga and meditation every single day from 4:30 until 8:30 every day for the last 24 days. Being religious, trying to study, trying to learn new languages, trying to negotiate with my body, going into a completely sattvic diet, which was vegetarian and completely different to how I normally eat. I had a severe amount of negotiation going on with my body, my gastrointestinal system, my spine, my muscles, my brain, my mind, like all of my senses, all of my fears, my traumas, my phobias, was all erupted here. Right now I'm looking out the window behind this camera and I can see 4 butterflies dancing around, and it's just so beautiful. I've seen monkeys in the trees, I've seen scorpions in my room, cockroaches, various types of spiders, mosquitoes, which I never knew were going to have malaria or dengue or the other complicated word that I can't think of. The illness that has gone around everybody, the detox, even rehab, you could say, because the rules were so strict. There was no going out. We were allowed out 1 day per week on a Wednesday, and that was difficult because you want to explore, shop, eat. Everything is vegetarian anyway, so there was no escape from that, which is fine. And I would never want to eat meat here. This just, as a product of your environment, I just wouldn't. It's not the thing that you do. And I'm okay with that. My body, on the other hand, took a long time to adjust. So this kind of thing, you've got to negotiate. Body, mind, soul, all of the systems have to work together. You have to accept, surrender, fight for what's right, speak your truth, let it all happen, let it all come out, process it. Like, so much demand. And I'm not much of a rule follower. I'm sure most of you know that. And following these rules was a huge challenge for me. Not being allowed out and having to be here at this time without my choice. The little things that aren't really a big deal, but like constant power outages, constant internet outages, which affected my business, and then just the communication that I needed with people that were close to me every now and then. And I really needed that because I didn't want to put my struggles onto any of the other students here. Eventually I did, because the trust did develop, and I'm very thankful for those people, especially there are a couple of key people that ended up I got very close to them. And my neighbor, in fact, I had to wake him up at 1 o'clock in the morning, one of those mornings, to help me with the spider, because he was very at one with them and I was not, and I didn't know what to do. I couldn't call anybody. I was basically I tried to ignore it. I thought I'll deal with it in the morning, and in my head it got bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger, and I just couldn't handle it. So I went outside. I felt helpless. I paced. I did not want to wake him up, because sleep is so important for all of us. But he was more than happy to help, and I'll never forget that. And then other people who listened, and we bounced ideas off, like beautiful people, beautiful souls. And I can understand why yoga really is it's a way of life. It's not just a practice. It's not just the postures, which are called asanas. It's everything. It is how you breathe, how you think, what you eat, what you do, how you speak to people, how you speak to yourself, how you see the world, how you see the universe, how you see existence. It's everything. It is a way of life. And this place is very, like India is very busy and chaotic, and there are billions of people in this country. And it's chaotic. It is noisy. Even in this part of the jungle here, it's still chaotic. And I always felt uncomfortable with the creatures that may or may not come at me: the mosquitoes, the spiders, the scorpions, the snakes, the monkeys that would try to break in and steal my things. The water that could make me sick, the food that could make me sick, those kinds of things. It was quite difficult still to find peace. And so that is why I feel like it makes sense why the yoga, the meditation, the peace, the acceptance, and the surrender of all of those things is so important here, because otherwise everyone would go crazy. So I'm certainly in a huge amount of appreciation for where I come from, where I was born, where I live, the life that I've created for myself so far. And I'll be taking a lot, obviously, of these incredible lessons with me back to New Zealand, back to my corner of the world, and to share that wisdom. And that is exactly why I wanted to come to Rishikesh, which is the birthplace of yoga, because I wanted to experience all of this from the actual absolute core. Like, you can do a yoga course anywhere in your country, you could do it online, but you'll never have the experience that you have living and breathing that life with these people, eating, living the way they do, experiencing, and just listening to them and being a part of their world and their existence and their view is just priceless. And for me and where I come from, a lot of this was shocking and difficult, and all of those things. And I came with an open heart and an open mind, and I pushed myself, was forced out of my comfort zone many times. And you know, it's only right now that I'm starting to rise from the ashes, and maybe that's because I'm leaving. But it was tough. So I'm very incredibly thankful for this whole experience. Though tough at the time, I know that all of that is going to be processed and put back out there in the world in the way that I know that all of the yogis and gurus and things will be proud of eventually. I gotta do all this stuff in my head first. So a huge thank you to everything. Existence, universe, nature, the people, the soul, the time, everything. Incredibly thankful. Incredibly thankful. What a time to live, to be alive, and you know, to have a life to live is a very beautiful thing. So it should be lived in the best way that you possibly can live. Namaste.